My memory of water in Mal as a child in 1970s by Iqbal Adam. In an era before the advent of tap and bottled water, how did we quench our thirst and uphold our cleanliness? I was but a child in this era, around 1970s, and the echoes of that simpler life still reverberate in my memory. Our lifeline was ingeniously hidden beneath our feet, in the form of a freshwater reservoir housed within a well, subtly tucked away within the confines of our homes. It was as if each household was a guardian of its own secret water source, with at least 2 wells being the norm. One well was typically located in the living compound, its water primarily used for drinking and culinary purposes. The other was discreetly placed in a separate open-air compound reserved exclusively for bathing and sanitation. The water from these wells was far from ordinary. It was sweet, fresh, and invigorating, serving as our primary source of hydration. It was a vital tether that connected us to the earth, a constant reminder of our dependence on nature's bounty. I also recall the presence of various types of fish that we introduced into the well. They thrived, growing by feeding on the weeds that grew along the inside walls, adding another layer of life to our cherished wells. But these wells were not just about extraction, they were also about giving back. It was a customary tradition for family members to periodically undertake the maintenance of the well. This involved a thorough scrubbing of the walls and the careful removal of any weed growth. It was a labor of love, a tribute to our respect for the resources that sustained us. So, in an era when tap water was a far-off dream and bottled water an unthinkable extravagance, we drew our sustenance from the sweet water of our wells, a testament to our resilience and resourcefulness. Now you might wonder, how did we draw water from these wells? The answer lies in a simple yet effective tool we called dani, attached to a sturdy wooden stick. This humble tool was an integral part of our daily lives. In those days, the concept of refrigeration was as alien to us as a distant star. There were no refrigerators or water coolers like we have today. But in a testament to nature's wisdom, the well water itself was moderately cold, providing a soothing and refreshing drink to quench our thirst. It was as if the earth itself was our refrigerator, keeping our water supply naturally cool and invigorating. We follow an interesting technique. We submerge the bottle of water in the well with a string and then pull it out after some time. It helped to cool down the water, especially when we were in need of a refreshing drink. Yet there was another source of water that we cherished: rainwater. The arrival of rain was a cause for celebration, and everyone would rush to collect this precious gift from the skies in containers, either from the roof or directly from the open air. The taste of rainwater was a delightful change, making it a special treat for all of us. It was as if nature was providing us with a premier drink, a reminder of the simple pleasures that life had to offer. Today, however, the landscape has drastically changed. The freshwater cells in Male have all but disappeared, and it's rare to find a home with a well. Even if a well exists, it's likely to be unhygienic and emit an awful smell. The groundwater in these wells has become so contaminated that I can't think of any purpose it could serve. It's a stark contrast to the past, a poignant reminder of how much our relationship with nature and our resources has changed. In the late 1980s, Male, with a population around 60,000, began to grow rapidly. The city was devoid of a centralized sewage disposal system, necessitating each household to construct their own concrete septic tank for managing waste naturally. The soil would absorb, treat, and disperse the wastewater back into the earth. Overflow incidents were not uncommon, and residents had to promptly handle these situations themselves. Some homes, particularly those near the shore, even installed PVC pipes along the road, leading to the sea for sewage disposal. The city lacked a centralized drinking water supply system. Hence, households relied on groundwater in wells built at home and mosques. On the wet season, rainwater is considered a premier grade of water. However, domestic storage was often inadequate. The deeply ingrained cultural practice of women drawing water from mosque wells is primarily attributed to the exceptional quality of the water, which is cool and soothing. In the olden days, the construction of mosque wells from uniformly cut sea coral slabs not only ensures their durability, but also helps maintain the cool temperature of the water. As the years advanced beyond 80s, the rapid population growth in Male precipitated significant challenges for its residents. The groundwater, a dependable resource, gradually degraded in quality, becoming unsuitable hygienically for drinking. This led to substantial disruption and hardship for the community. Seasonal rainfall would inundate the sandy streets and roads, leaving behind ruts and potholes that posed a risk to bicyclists and pedestrians. The conditions worsened to a level unhygienic for pedestrians and students navigating these routes. Injuries became a frequent occurrence, with bicyclists struggling through the floods and pedestrians slipping and falling into potholes. During the rainy season, it was a common sight to see people wading through the streets with their trousers rolled up, carrying their boots and slippers to avoid the flooded conditions. Waterborne diseases such as diarrhea was an unavoidable threat to the local population. In the latter part of the 1980s, the groundwater began to exhibit signs of salinity and brackishness in some areas of Male. The water gradually discolored, and a foul smell started to permeate, rendering it unfit for human use. In response to the impending health crisis caused by the deteriorating water and sewage conditions in Mala City, the government took swift action. With the prompt assistance of foreign countries and UN agencies, tangible improvements began to emerge in Mala City. A marine outfall sewer system was constructed and commissioned to direct solid waste into the sea. Steel water tanks were installed at various locations for the storage of potable rainwater over a brief period of 3 years since 1988. In addition to the marine outfall sewer system, approximately 1,100 concrete water tanks were built in homes by the government to collect and store rainwater. Water storage facilities were also set up in 17 mosques to store rainwater and also refill with potable groundwater from wells in the mosque. Moreover, in 1988, with the support of the Dutch government, Male Water and Sanitation Authority, MWSA, established a small water desalination plant in Male City. This significant development further enhanced access to clean water, with tap bays installed in 30 locations across the city of Male to provide desalinated water free of charge. The desalinated water was produced at the plant and then pumped to an overhead tank to facilitate supply to the tap bays. Following these advancements, the demand for tap water remained high, resulting in long queues during the 2 one-hour dispensing periods in the morning and afternoon, as there was no home-based water supply network. During the year 1995, Mala Water and Sewerage Company Limited, MWSC, was established. As a result, in 1996, MWSC successfully implemented a water supply network system across the city to provide efficient water services. Furthermore, MWSC also took on the responsibility of managing the sewer network system, ensuring comprehensive utility services for the residents. The people of Male experienced a sense of relief as they gained access to water at homes, alleviating the burden of queuing up with containers to fetch water from tap bays on the streets scattered across different locations. As we come to terms with the conclusion of the era when groundwater was freely abundant, let us humbly acknowledge the profound changes that have impacted our lives. We are now faced with a fundamental shift, transitioning from the easy accessibility of groundwater to a complete dependence on desalinated water and bottled water, both of which come at a cost. The era of the 70s, when rainwater was the prevalent choice of beverage, has faded into the pages of history. As I ponder over my adult years, I find it challenging to recall any recent occasions when I have consumed rainwater. This uncertainty has cast a shadow over my judgment, leading me to question the hygienic nature of drinking rainwater in today's Mala City.